This high school season, it's time to choose your gaming destiny. Whether it's gaming icons clashing in the ultimate showdown in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, hitting the road and outpacing the competition in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or slinging ink with your friends in colorful battles in Splatoon 3. Bring competitive Nintendo gaming to your high school through Play Versus. Learn more about the upcoming season by visiting playvs.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is our 5th regional championship for our Play Versus Fall 2023 High School Championships. I am Genie7, joined again by Soav. Soav, it's been a long, but honestly, fun, super fun day.
Yeah. I'll be real with you, Genie. California region has a lot to live up to, but I mean, there's plenty more talented players to come.
Oh yeah. I'm very, very excited. And with more talent comes more events. And with more events comes a new season. Get ready for the action. Enroll in the spring 2024 season is now open. It is free to compete. Discover the opportunities that Play Versus has to offer and get all the details on the upcoming spring season at playversus.com. Don't just watch, play. Yeah. And oh my goodness, I am ready for people to play.
Yeah, as I say, I want to see you guys. I want to see all of y'all beautiful faces up in here. I want to be commentating over y'all in the future. So get yourself signed up if you can. We've got another set of 5 here coming up. And I mean, we've got the MD Esports Splatooners versus Silly Kitties 2 of University Hill Secondary School. The number 1 seed in the Silly Kitties 2 versus the number 3. So this is gonna be a tight one. This one's gonna be closer.
Yes. We did go on a little bit of a research grind to see if anybody knows of the Silly Kitties name. We haven't been able to find any connections. So if you do know that they are connected, please reach out to us.
Yeah, we'd love to know.
We'd love to know because we have their names that they sign up for at school, not their in-game names.
Yeah. We know a lot of the players from the grassroots scene, from outside of the Scholastic scene. Yeah. But we really do want to see these Scholastic players go out, play in high school, play in collegiate, go out and grow that grassroots scene even further. And it starts by, how do you make your name? It starts by winning a championship here and claiming yourself as the kings and queens and royalty of California.
Oh, real. Absolutely. And it's going to be, I know that the first match on Turf War will be able to decide the pace. It will really, normally on Turf War, we like to use it and feel it out, and it can go either way. Yeah. But for California, I feel like we're really going to see the pace adjustment for these teams and which ones are ready to play. Because for all the other regions, we've had North Atlantic, Mid-Atlantic, Central, Mountain, this is just California. We're talking California only. Yeah. So we're going to see what they have to bring.
Yeah. This is going to be a lot to compete into. It's also worth noting, no chill season stuff here. So no new maps, no new weapons. Screen's gone too. I'm curious to see what these guys bring because the last, we saw a great use of Kraken in the last match. So I'm really curious to see what California as a region has been cooking up to bring because every region has their own kind of oddly specific meta. And I'm sure California isn't going to be much different.
No, it's going to be whatever happens. It will be a great match for us to close out the day. And it will be well earned because it's been a long day, not just for us, but these players have had a long season to all of our other champions. And all of our runner-ups, it's been a long, good season, and I definitely want to see everyone in the spring. Going off of our first map of Turf War, we saw Barnacle and Dime come out for the last one. We've seen Mako twice and an Inkblood. Do we think we're gonna go anywhere off the board this time, or are we gonna go back to maybe like a Hagglefish or a Mako again?
My guess is we're gonna end up onto something a little bit more meta. This is probably feels like maybe it's just my guess, but like you said, this is going to be a faster pace I feel like this is going to be a little bit faster pace with how things have been ramping up. So I don't know that we want to take as many gambles. Maybe we're going to see another Mako Mart. Maybe we'll see a Hagglefish. I want to be proven wrong. Show me something insane. Show me something I couldn't predict in my wildest dreams. But I feel like Turf War, you kind of want to just play it maybe a little bit safer, play a map you know kind of inside and out. Maybe something even, I'm going to make a bold statement, maybe play something that's been in, 2 that you've seen for a while. That feels like the safest way to make sure you get a victory.
Yeah. Something safe would probably be Inkblot. There's a lot of
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what maps are wild and wacky were in Splatoon 2. Wahoo World, because if
Wahoo
there's any Wahoo World fans, you know that Wahoo World has a timer on it.
What is the wait? It does. What does the timer do?
No, so if you did.
Oh, for zones. Okay, yeah, no, I no, I didn't know for that. No.
No, it also has a timer for all modes, but like clams.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't.
Oh, it doesn't have it for zones.
Do we play it for other modes?
Do we? No, we don't play it.
Yeah, I was say I don't think we ever played it except for zones, and even then we got off that really quick.
Yeah, I don't know, because people were done losing the E-liter on that.
Yeah, I don't blame them. That's hey, if you got a lot of, it's a good sniper's paradise. Let's be real. So,
Let's be real.
yeah, I don't know. Like, what else are you gonna pull out? What haven't we seen? I mean, I think we've had a pretty good variety.
We could go Manta.
Yeah, Manta's a new one. Manta would be a classic. I don't know that everybody's got insane feelings about Manta, but Manta would be a good pick, honestly.
Yeah. Manta's been in 2 games, and it wasn't in the launch for either of them, but it was one of the earliest editions.
Yeah, Manta does give you a little bit of an option if you want to roll a Splatling too. If you want to play something a little bit more mid-rangey, it gives you a little bit more of that.
One thing we haven't seen so much of today is Sloshers.
Yeah, we really haven't. You're right, actually. Try used to get a lot of value, especially considering it has cooler on it. You think it might be a good pick.
Yeah. You could see the regular Slosher for tri-strikes, or even we've seen a little bit of machine, but we haven't seen any tri-slosher at all.
Yeah, I think the fact that we've seen more carbon today has been really telling, I think, over that, because we've seen a couple of these matchups heavily favored carbon. So I think that really does speak a lot to the players' choices, and I think it speaks a lot to the wider meta in a lot of ways. It's very bursty, but it is also a little bit inconsistent. Tri-slosher with cooler is a bit greedy in some ways. You're going to pop cooler for yourself, go in, and then just kind of catch it and like recover quick. You're not necessarily playing for the team, so.
Mm-hmm. That would be Tri-slosher. We realistically only see it on like Humpback, which is a map I'm surprised we haven't seen yet today.
Also, I would say that's another good one we haven't really seen a ton of. Yeah. It is really big though. Let's be real.
Yeah, on Rain, like for game 2, we don't see it on modes we don't see it on tower control like at all because of how the tower path goes. But Rainmaker, it is very frequently seen. So yeah, and on Turf War, it has a completely different aspect. It has an S curve in Rainmaker, but in Turf War you got the full route, full loop. We do have the pick in. It's Inkblot.
Yeah, again, safe pick.
Yep, safe.
I see nothing wrong with this. You take this. This is one you scrimmed a bunch. It's one you understand how to play across multiple angles. Yeah, checks the board. Let's go, California. Show me some good Inkblot play. Show me a wacky weapon that I wasn't expecting though, and we'll call it even. Show me like a bamboozle or something.
I literally haven't seen a bamboozler in like anything since a bamboo. I haven't seen a non-bamboozler one-trick player play bamboo. I think in 2023. This is December 12th.
No, there's always gonna be the one tricks, but like no, I'm being entirely facetious. Like I want to see something. Just show me something the same. We saw a paintbrusher. We saw the octobrush earlier. I'm not writing it off, but I don't like. Show me something. Show me something that screams this is California region right now. That's all
the new paintbrush. We can't use that because that's a new weapon. No, that has missiles, and missiles are good. We haven't seen a Turf War reflex yet. I'm waiting for that.
I hope for your sake it does hit, Genie. I really do. We haven't seen any stringers either, which is the other one I picked.
Yeah, but
stringers is so not great. I respect that.
Like Nintendo did. Why couldn't we have made the cover art weapon good? Like, dualies were meta in Splatoon 2 for, like, 2 years. Until they put the final patch out and made Splattershot have missiles. And then the Splattershot was good in all of Splatoon 1 because it's Splattershot. Like, and now they have Stringer, and Stringer has been in the garbage.
Cries an undercover Brella, Genie. I mean, we had Reef Slider and Mines. Come on.
You have a new one, which is really good. It's so good it's banned.
It's so good as yeah. No, look, I actually catch me on an off time, and I'll talk about why I think original Undercover is actually really good, just underutilized. But
No.
I don't think we're gonna see it. No, look, I'll take that debate. I'll fight you off screen about it. But for right now, let's think about what California's bringing, because I'd be shocked if we're getting anything that wild and wacky.
No, yeah. I think a regular slasher would actually do wonders on Inkfly.
Yeah,
We could
agree.
see regular roller play out here. I'm not gonna be surprised. Like I would be surprised if we don't have zaps coming out from most of these teams.
Yeah.
Whether they want to play comfort ones and the chumps and arrow sprays from people, but tri strikes are good here. Booyah bums are good here.
We haven't seen it. Here's the weird one. We haven't seen what's our other splatling we haven't seen in a while here. We haven't seen
Hydro?
ballpoint.
Oh, ballpoint. We haven't seen ballpoint since like the beginning.
Yeah.
Ballpoint's a unique weapon.
Yeah, but like ballpoint still has like Inkjet's still really good. We will see the brush come out though on both sides.
Yep.
Interesting. Zap
Both
for
teams
one.
playing it close.
Oh, okay. So it's only gonna be cooler on one side. That's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see
Lots
how
of
that
Ninja
affects
Squid.
everything else. Lots of Ninja Squid on this round. Okay.
Pretty much everyone's got something, and we do see that the base paint for one side is definitely just so much higher than the other, and we'll see if that comes back to bite bite blue in the end.
Yeah, I mean that is gonna be rough here, as it looks like Silly Kitties 2 in the blue is gonna be taking that early mid high ground, and that is such an important spot. They'll get away to the screen. The screen got out on time, but I mean this midpoint is just so important to control, right? Like you have to be able to have it, maintain control, so you can see everything around you, know who to set up for a 2v1 success. But it's still really early. Triple strike comes down, and I mean paint is still pretty firmly blue here, Genie. They're holding this space very well.
They are doing a very good job at that. We do see this crab tank and that tactical out. You know the shot's gonna grab that drink. Know that the control on that left side of the map is all good. The collapse on the tree. I am seeing that Silly Kitties, they have the fundamentals and they have the strategies of making of a really strong team. So MD Esports, I'm a little bit worried if they start faltering too much in mid here.
Yeah, I mean they do keep losing. Those first couple first splats are coming for the side of Silly Kitties too. So I'm really curious to see. They're gonna start pushing up towards mid. I think that works in their favor. They're 2 down though, so this is the chance for MD Esports to come back right now. They have to take this advantage while they have it.
Yep, and there goes a big old splat on top mid. It's gonna be a trade. This crowd is starting to get back up online. They're gonna probably opt to use this on top mid. Nope, they're gonna opt to use it on wall. A smart spot because you won't have all the bombs from all of the angles, and that's gonna be an easy spot on the splatter shot.
I mean, you can see in Silly Kitties, like look at how the communication is paying out. Look at that immediate turn for the 2v1. The callouts are there. They're protecting each other so very well as we head into the last minute here. Just again, MD Esports just need to find some sort of team play, work together. There's that's your only key to success here. Reef Slider in. It'll have to settle for the tactical cooler, but it will get punished out.
Yeah, the tactical cooler, it just kind of runs out in that scenario. We are going to see Tri-Strikes with a Killer Whale comboed in together. There should be a lot of mid control. MD Esports, they're making their way back into mid. They got to watch out. This bottom right, 2 members of Silly Kitties 2 on that low ground.
Yeah, I mean, they have the high ground. They should be able to force that out, but they just need to not lose that high ground advantage they have here. Great wall to buy some cover.
Oh my.
They're up 2 here. MD Esports, they're going to force out the crab. They need to complete the full splat, though. And it looks like, oh, they couldn't quite finish it.
Second
Still
one
chasing it. Doesn't get
They
it.
do.
This is their time to go forward. 15 seconds. They can clear the paint and steal this.
I don't know if they want to go too far forward or more or less just getting the safe splash, but the jump is going to be in. The brush is going to be landing. The paint's going to be coming through. Both teams scrambling in the last moments or so of who's going to come out on top. I think it's going to come down to a little bit of the base paint, because this mid is going to be really, really close.
Yeah, mid splits.
Oh,
Oh
paint.
no, the base painting
The
from
base
the side
paint.
of Silly
No, that
Kitties.
literally was
No.
paint.
Silly Kitties, no, that is the ultimate betrayal from themselves. You gotta get that base paint. I know it's so easy to forget about when you're so used to ranked modes, but that is so crucial. That they gave that away, Genie. They needed to cover that paint.
That's the game. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
We've talked about it in all the
Fundamentals.
championships. That was literally, was it 6% different?
Yeah.
Less than 5%.
Less than 5. Yeah.
That was the base paint. That is forgetting your lunch in the fridge kind of basic necessities.
Yeah, that is tragic. I mean, we are let's be real. Like a lot of these high-level competitors, they're so used to playing it where it doesn't matter. Sometimes just being in turf war can throw you off. But
Oh yeah, like
but you're in
Rainmaker and
championships now.
zones, just go forward.
Yeah, you just go forward. But this is championships. You can't let simple mistakes like that just be your undoing here. That is so crucial. So you'll have to put that down if you're Silly Kitties too, and just kind of look ahead to Rainmaker. You get a pick, but that is heartbreaking to just know that was what killed you.
Yeah, it was going to be a tight match in the middle, but you threw it away. You spotted yourself in the foot. You put a mine down and accidentally stepped on it.
Yeah, you turned right into the suction bomb there, and I feel that. We can harp on it, but like who are we going to talk? We're in the booth. It's easy for us to sit there and talk about it. We might have made the same mistakes out there. So,
as a reflex player,
all right.
I am on base duty.
That's valid.
I am. My team ropes me to the base.
Valid. All right, we're in. All right, so we saw a pretty safe pick out of Inkblot, right? So we're going to Rainmaker next. Is it another safe pick, you think, Genie, or do we go to something that fits our teams a little better?
Because Silly Kitties last, I think we could see the humpback. I honestly do think we could see the humpback. Rainmaker is definitely the mode that we could also see like something like
Undertow Spillway. There you go. Man sees the future.
Because Undertow and Humpback are like Rainmaker of all the maps. The maps change around. Zones has some maps that are good, and then Rainmaker often has maps that are different. Like Mako Rainmaker is bad. Nobody plays it.
Yep, it is tough.
Same with Mako Inkblot. Nobody plays it, but Tower Control and Zones work great on that map, on those maps, and Clan Blitz is good as well. But Rainmaker on them are bad. But Undertow only has one map. It's only played on Rainmaker.
Yeah, I mean, look, and this is what's nice about that, right? It's no matter what mode you see it in, things don't really change. You have your two routes, and a lot of people, at least in my ranked games, seem to forget that there's a whole wide out that you can just roll right up into. So there's a lot of ground that needs to be protecting on Undertow. So really going to be a great test of the awareness from both these teams. And Silly Kitties too, they had a great awareness. You could see them calling out and turning 2v1s, really just being able to call out where the opponents were sitting, but they got to keep this up. They need to take this. They need to earn this one because they kind of gave it away in zones or in turf.
I also would like to point out that Kai has got that top 500 badge, the only badge that's on any of the players on Silly Kitties too. But rocking that top 500 X badge is
that's an honor.
Flex.
That's quite a flex. But there's going to be not much flexing around here. We will see only one side again has the cooler though. So I'm watching Silly Kitties too. Like that's a natural advantage. They just need to be able to play around it a little bit.
Yeah, but this map it does have 2 checkpoints, and they're actually very different. On most maps, they can be either one checkpoint or very similar and not very far apart. But this one is very important. You either go right side, which is safer, or left side, which is a death sentence, but it's high risk, high reward.
Yeah, and once you get it in there, it's very difficult to get out. So, but I mean, this is speaking of high risk, high reward. This is 2 looking for 3 here, in really deep. And man, you want to talk about pulling attention? I respect this. This is forcing the duel, forcing attention. Kai will come out on top though, and the Rainmaker's still at mid. So, I mean, it was a great run. You would have loved to capitalize on that first 2 picks, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Look at this setup for the Rainmaker to go. Beautifully done.
Yes, and they're going to be
just for
off
free.
Go left, and there's no one there to contest. The brush is coming in from the backside, able to get taken out. There goes Azuka, countering these tri-strikes. Are they able to find the user? Not quite, and the Rainmaker. Oh, they lost one of their teammates to a suction bomb or a spot bomb off that shield, so they're going to have to wait for them to come back.
We have bombed to buy the space, but, I mean, the Rainmaker is trapped there. Brush will find it, get traded out, though. So, I mean, if this is a difficult spot, like you said, the Rainmaker is in such a tough spot. Wipeout is there. They should be able to get it out here. At best, they might just take the reset. I'm sorry, they may just be able to push it forward here and clear this. But this is the tough part. There's no... They have to buy the rest of the space.
That's fine. 6 is really good.
6 is great. Yeah.
Especially when you have a brush who's facing you down headlong and taken out by the Zuka, and that's going to be another
2
pop.
picks.
2 go down.
This is it.
Who's going to stop this?
Man, that's beautifully done. Chef's kiss.
No, honestly.
Yeah. Look, we wanted Silly Kitties to use their awareness, to use their space control so well. They did it. Perfect. A+. Nailed it. That was exactly phenomenal. What we wanted. Yeah. I couldn't have. That's textbook right there. That is exactly how you want Rainmaker to go on that map. It was beautiful. They didn't really lose a fight, Genie. They kind of suffered some splats, but
Yeah.
cooler, help propel and kind of balance that out. So just beautifully done from Silly Kitties too.
Oh yeah, it's how you needed to
hard.
do it. It was you said it. I can't say anything more than textbook, and you already said it.
Yeah.
So
Just frame it. Put a frame around it. Let's put it up. This is exactly how you do this on that. Let's go to game 3. Let's talk about splat zones now because like that was just expertly done. And I mean, so this is where I think Silly Kitties 2 might actually stand. Like this should be like, I'm not gonna say we should be looking at match point, but like Silly Kitties 2, they played Turf War very well. They just kind of let themselves get played by a silly mistake. So I'm expecting them to kind of carry the same energy.
Yep. They lost it on losing 2 people in mid, then having being at special disadvantage for the final 30-second fight, and then didn't paint their base.
Yeah.
Everyone traded in mid, and then they didn't paint their base.
Yeah. It's a silly mistake, and sometimes that can be a silly mistake. All it is. I think we've got the distinctly California thing though, right? From these 2 maps, it's brushes, right? We don't see a lot of brushes in a ton of maps, but both these teams have their brush specialists, have someone that prefers to play it, and those brushes have been getting value. They've been getting a lot of value between the beacons, between the zip casters, which we've seen a little bit of, but like this is a distinctly regional thing, and I really got to respect it because those brush players they're trading themselves out if nothing else, and they're making that space and being a nuisance like you need a brush player to be.
Yeah, they're not using the normal California advantage, being very far away from the players on the East Coast, and using the brush to their advantage because they're in California together. So they're not using the normal brush advantage. If anybody knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, Genie, get out of here. Where are we going?
Gotta love the brush.
Where are we going for zones, Genie?
I don't know.
Are we just going back to Inkblot? Like, if
Inkblot would be good for both these teams.
Yeah, like I feel like if we're looking at like safe picks or things that we think we can win, like Inkblot zones is a pretty much a tried and true. And if you are sorry, I'm blanking for a second. If you are MD Esports, like you're probably feeling pretty confident about it, considering you took Turf War and you knew you could kind of turn it. So I don't know that that's like the worst idea.
True. It's gonna be unique, though, for either of these teams. Like for MD Esports, I need to see them really shine because Turf War they played well for a window of that game.
Yeah.
They outplayed Silly Kitties, but they also played well for a window during the Undertow game. But for the rest of the game, they kind of got bullied.
Yeah,
they were not really bullied, but more or less losing.
No, it was flashes of brilliance. Like it was, they were kept neutral for the most part. But once they started losing a fight, once the first splat came in against them, they couldn't really kind of recover it. And Silly Kitties played aggressively. They took the space and they capitalized on mistakes, which is what you're supposed to do. So,
and the problem is that Rainmaker and Turf War are the 2 modes that if you have in Turf War, if you have one big shining experience in the last 30 seconds, you win the game. In Rainmaker, if you have 2 big shining experiences, you win the game. Zone, Tower Control, and Clan Blitz, you need to have 5 or 6.
Yeah, this is not a mode that you can really. You have to chain wins together in this mode.
Yeah, and in zones you need like 3 moments. Yeah. You can get it down to 3, but they have to be consecutive.
Yeah,
Mincemeat Metal.
Okay.
Zones. Who's?
It's all calculated, Genie. It's all calculated. Look, I'm sure we're gonna see some weapon swap that goes into this.
Who's talking with Snoop Dogg, bro? Because they were. They're the clouds, bro.
I mean, look, Mincemeat has some advantageous angles. It's got a little bit of a high ground on either side. You can contest it. It does have some good sharking spots. Admittingly, there's a couple walls you can kind of get in and around. I don't. Maybe call me a Mincemeat Metalworks apologist.
So, what's your most played weapon?
Either Undercover Brella or Splatling.
Okay. So I was gonna say, if you say E-Leader, then I can't. You have no right.
I gave up. Nope, I gave up E-Leader. I tried playing E-Leader there, and it was fun times, but eventually people bullied me out, so I moved back to Hydra where I belong. But I do think that Mincemeat, again, this is the home of E-Leaders, right? Like you said.
Yep.
If you want to force a different angle, let's just force an E-Leader onto the field and make you pay super attention. You can't call out when you're getting laser spotted across the map.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen Mincemeat Metalworks in a hot
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah,
Like
this is
the last time I saw it was we had it in the early days because we had crabs and e-liters being used all the time,
yeah.
and everyone was like, "Sure, we'll play it." But then as soon as it left those days, we left Mincemeat Metalworks behind.
Like, yeah, what are we bringing to Mincemeat Metalworks is my question, because we've not seen a lot of backline comps. So, I mean, game 3 going to Splat Zones, like, what are we holding in the bag here? Because this is distinctly a like long range focused map. Pencil was the answer. Pencil was the answer.
Go.
There was your answer. Pencil with
This might be
cloud.
the cooler one though.
No,
Wait.
No, that shouldn't be.
No,
that's
yeah,
a
we
new-
can't
that's
play
the new
this.
pencil. That's the new
That's
pencil.
new pencil. This match.
Should be. Yeah, this has got to reset because the new pencil is.
Yeah.
Was control season. We'll see if they choose to go without it or not. But
We'll act like this match is gonna happen, but don't be surprised if this match gets.
Yeah.
Everything that happens in the match does not matter.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it just in case. But for the sake of being, I mean, it is gonna be Silly Kitties 2 with the lead running at 60, and this is what I was kind of looking for, right? Is these brushes can still play around this grading and find Rhino.
Good rain
yeah,
cloud.
that is that's gonna be a big question mark. You know, I think I'm very curious because this is gonna be a big question mark. You know, when we see what happens at the end of this. I mean, Silly Kitties are primed. Again, they just chain these fight wins together and they can hold this out.
They are gonna do their best to try and get back in here. So if this is final fight, you gotta get to the zone. You gotta watch out for the Zuka. You've lost your shot, who's gonna have your tri-strikes. How are you gonna be able to move this pencil off his high ground position? You got 10 ticks left on the clock. That's not even 10 seconds. And your reef slider doesn't make it to the zone.
Oh, that's tragic. That is. I mean, they get it in the last second. They need it.
Yeah, they got it.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's better late than never here. The clock will start ticking, but I mean, you did get there. You did also get their cooler, so that is a huge advantage. But it is a long road here. 3 minutes 30 on the clock. We'll have to. I mean, Silly Kitties 2 was just looking dominant there for that moment. Once that pencil moves into position, it's over.
Yeah, like I don't see anything that moves it other than tri-strikes, and the tri-strikes only make it move slightly.
Yeah.
This is not. It's not looking good for MD Esports at all here. Silly Kitties are locked up and loaded with what they've got rolling.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
lose too,
the
but it doesn't
brush.
matter because you have the tactic cooler jumping back to a pencil.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be a rough take. You still have time. You'll use the tri-strike to get it back, but you have to keep building those tri-strikes if this is your only shot. Great shot out of the pencil there to hold this out, though. But I mean, damage is really done. You gotta displace this pencil. It is just free firing in right now and getting value.
Yeah, this is going to be honestly another moment where it's gonna be final push yourself because this is a long map and 30 ticks on the clock isn't actually 30 seconds. So these go a little bit faster. As we can see now, we're approaching that 10 mark, and you gotta start moving towards the zone. You're not gonna have enough time to paint up for the breeze slider. You're gonna have to start going in right here and right now, or else it's gonna be over.
Yeah, it's over. Well, so we're gonna wait on the ruling here because we're gonna check on that because again, it was agreed that one of the chill season weapons is used when it was supposed to not be. So we're gonna check and see what happens here. But I mean, Silly Kitties looked again just looking dominant. It was a great showing. I mean, would that have mattered had they had regular pencil instead and this wasn't an issue?
Oh, if they had regular pencil, it would have been over faster.
Yeah, like that's kind of my question mark to all this, right? Is like, is this again like this can't be a trend? Like this feels like another silly mistake that might cost us. So, you know, I don't want to say that like they caught a break. I don't want to say that like a break was caught here, but this was like Silly Kitties looked in control the whole way through, top to bottom.
Yep. And I don't know what the ruling will be if we'll have to replay it. We're just gonna go over it. If we're gonna have to the scenario is we replay it, but they have to use regular pencil instead of the other pencil, and we just replay with everyone having the same weapon. Because if we do that, it will be the exact same scoreline, if not faster. Because regular pencil, like I didn't even see a splash wall being utilized.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. I saw rain cloud, but was it the brushes? I think the pencil was just using pencil to use pencil.
Yeah. Could just been
because it's the most mobile charger of the chargers on the grading.
Yeah. We're gonna have to wait and we'll find out what this means for the future. But I mean, I don't know about you, but we still learned a lot about that map because even if we have to replay it, I mean, Silly Kitties again, just that space control. Look at how uncontested that sniper was. Like, slap an E-leader in there, slap a bamboozler in there, you probably it would have been a little bit more of a problem for them. But like, slap a mid-range to a long-range weapon on that map, and they still looked pretty dominant. They just were able to get first splats and control the space and make sure that the pencil could go uncontested.
Yeah, we're really like for the pencil to move it out of position.
Yeah,
it's hard. There's very few weapons even in this game that can move it. Zuka is one of them. Zuka and Zuka will be oh, I got news for you. We are going to be replaying game 3. We're just gonna get you all the details at what will be included in the game 3 replay. But going back to the moving the pencil, Zuka is strong at doing it. Inkjet isn't because Inkjet and Pencil have about the same range. And it's whoever can land their shots. And Pencil is a little bit easier as long as it has 5 opportunities to hit 2. That's the unique thing about Pencil. You have 5 opportunities to hit 2 shots. Yeah. We're all pretty much every other charger has 1 opportunity to hit 1 shot, except for Bamboo, which is why it's Bamboo.
Yeah, because that's a different style of play. I mean so let's like pull it back to the bigger picture for a moment here. This is a new lease on life for MD Esports because this gives you a chance. You kind of already know what's coming. You're probably going to predict they're going to play regular Pencil now. You're not necessarily going to get the changes in your weapons, but what you do get is a chance to reapproach and reattack, right? Like you understand what their plan is now. So maybe this is, this might be a blessing in disguise. This is a free chance to maybe cover up some of those mistakes and really apply the pressure onto that midliner Pencil.
Yeah. I'm interested to see because I don't think we're gonna be able to have swap ups besides the Pencil.
I don't assume so. Yeah.
Just getting that confirmation now.
So let's, while we're figuring that out, if that is the case, that's double cooler, right?
That is double cooler on a long zones map.
Yeah,
which is devastating.
That is rough. I mean,
no, it's not for Silly Kitties. We're saying that it's a good thing for Silly Kitties because double cooler, we have in the top level, we have seen that.
Yeah,
we've seen that with 2 weapons that feed.
Yeah, we've seen that very frequently. That is a thing you want to run. So not to say it works out better. Obviously, Silly Kitties had their plan, but it definitely does not bode well for MD Esports. Just with that in thoughts.
What double cooler pretty much it's a little bit of a disrespectful double special comp because what cooler does to you is it makes you unlike like a Zuka or a crab tank, double crab tank is you want to force areas and you want to control areas and you want to move in while those crab tanks are causing chaos. Zuka, you want to get lucky, you want to have a skill shot. You want to have the opportunity to blow open an A area.
Yep.
Double cooler says, we're better than you. Yep. You will beat you. We're guaranteeing that if you give us 2 opportunities to fight, we're going to beat you in one of those fights so clean that you're going to be off the map and we'll have all the control. But it gives us an opportunity to lose a fight. If you have double cooler, that means you have to be splatted 3 times. But the thing is, you have to out-mechanics your opponents to splat them without having any other specials to your name because your specials are your coolers.
Yep.
Which that's why it's a little bit disrespectful because it just says my mechanics are better than yours.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You nailed it. It's I trust my mechanics are better than yours, and it allows you to play in a different mindset, right? Like you're just allowed to go in and kind of get in and feed a little harder. You're allowed to get a little harder into it, just knowing that you have a little bit more of a backup, and that in itself is huge. Let's see if any changes are allowed to come through. I believe that is changes. I don't believe the sloshing machine was there. It will be an E-leader instead. Okay, they let him pick something different for this. I respect that. E-leader is still a problem. It's not as big of a problem, but it means that I Love Mr. Ed doesn't have to. They can just, if they're in midline, it means you're not getting past your 2 center period.
The problem is that E-leader is a completely different problem than Pencil. Pencil is kind of more up there in your face and shooting you. E-leader is just sitting there all the time and will pick you off from unholy amounts of range.
Yeah. It really is a different. It's a much slower level of gameplay as well. Your Wave Breaker is more of a space control in addition to this, as opposed to E-Leader. But they didn't get the opening take, so they'll have to. Now they'll get the space forward. They should be able to get this this E-Leader into mid, which means they'll have the space. Yeah, there's the pick. So now the E-Leader is in position. This is going to be so difficult. They need to pressure out this E-Leader somehow, and they're going to have to build specials to do it. That's their only way, considering they don't have much range.
Yeah, but it's what specials. Like, there's... Again, it comes down to the tri-strikes, because a one Booyah Bomb isn't going to do it for you. And there goes a shot in the brush, feeding in. They're going to be able to jump back, though, because, of course, the Tactical Cooler will be their respawn tool.
Yeah, I mean...
And there goes the Booyah Bomb. It does force E-Leader wait long enough, but can they get the paint on the zone that they need? They do lose another member, but they're able to stay alive through the fact that the E-Leader is gone.
Yeah, that is something. I really want to see them play more aggressively, knowing that they put the E-Leader in a spot where they're not used to playing from, force them to make errors. So they'll get past the rest of their penalty. So, I mean, it's still 60 and counting, so a long ways to go. Cooler is up for the side of Silly Kitties too. This is going to be a tough fight. They're playing ahead here versus MVP Sports in just damage. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, so close with the car in the way. Not able to get the spots you needed down. And again, this E-Leader, it is playing slower. It's harder to break back in as we do have that lead swap.
They get the lead swap.
Oh my goodness, MD Esports.
Look, we said this might be a blessing for them, and that was the case. The paintbrushes will trade. No, they didn't trade. Only one fell there. 3 down for the side of MD Esports, and Silly Kitties will get this back. And I mean, they're 30 seconds. They're running out of the time here, so MD Esports needs to move quickly.
They definitely do. It's going to be tight here because you can't find your way into the sightlines of the E-Leader. The problem is this entire map is a sightline of an E-Leader. So as long as you can get that Booyah Bomb down on them, it will be good. The Cooler is out there, so any spot you find now will be of much less value than it was before. Final moments here, so before the zone kicks over for a lead, and that's going to be Silly Kitties taking it to their advantage.
Oh, the E-Leader got 2. The brush was going up. There's the wipeout. The brush was looking for help, but the E-Leader got there first. I don't think there's going to be time to recontest. The bomb will be there. The E-Leader's in a position to hold him at spawn. Yeah, Silly Kitties 2 runs it back. You know what? I respect them for winning it, but again, silly mistakes cost them, and hopefully that now at a match point, they don't let it happen again.
No, yeah, they left the door open for MD Esports to walk in and take it.
It's dangerous.
They got to be a little bit less silly and more serious.
More kitties. More kitties, less silly, right?
Yeah, but kitties can be very silly.
Yeah,
I know cats have 9 lives, but like you're only just kittens, so you don't have all 9 lives to spare.
Yeah.
Like at this stage in your life.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, zones again. I think it says a lot to them also though. They won it back. In theory they won game. Hypothetical game 4 because they had to win game 3 again. So, technically they won 2 in a row. They're feeling themselves. Like the momentum is there. I mean, we're going now into tower control.
Well, they technically have won 3 in a row because they won the Rainmaker game.
That's true. They won Rainmaker, so 3 in a row. I mean, if you are MD Sports, there's an E-Leader possibility. There's a sniper possibility across from you. Where are we going? Because long range looks out of the question now.
You want to take your machine somewhere that was good. You already took them to Undertow and kind of
got pushed through there. Yeah.
Kind of got pushed. You took them to Inkblot and you took them close. You took them close to Inkblot, but like it really was. You got Turf War. You got Turf War lucky on that one.
Yeah.
Macomart tower control.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good read. Yeah, no, I buy it. Considering how much high ground you have to contest and your brushes and your various things can play into that. Yeah. And again, man's 2 for 2. Macomart. Man's the king of Macomart here. He gets it.
Okay, I read that one.
Oh, you read that one?
The Undertow one I guessed.
Okay. All right. Oh, you should have let me play it up.
I will do that one. The Macomart one I read.
All right, fine. Yeah, look, I was trying to set you up for some success, but Macomart makes sense. Yeah.
I'm a genie. Like, I grant wishes, but like I have to be truthful about my wish granting powers.
Well, look, I hope those teams are wishing for you to give them a win because it is match point now here for Silly Kitties 2. And I mean, like you said, 3 in a row. Silly Kitties 2, they've shown they're flexible. They've shown that they can play across these modes pretty well. The only thing that's gonna possibly hurt, prevent Silly Kitties from winning this is themselves at this point.
Honestly, That's literally why they've lost and why they've left the door
Yeah.
open for
Yeah.
themselves. They like MD Esports. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
no
gonna
shade
say
on them.
they've played well to keep up with Silly Kitties so that Silly Kitties can lose the games.
Yes.
The problem
agree.
is that they're not the ones that are winning the games. It's Silly Kitties that are losing themselves the game
Yeah, it is
because they're not respecting their opponents enough.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that's not that not respecting the opponents enough in the sense that they're kind of playing it a little
They're
too
playing with their food.
lackadaisically. Yeah, they're playing with their food. They're a little lackadaisically, but it is match point. Let's see what changes come through here. It's going to be the Aerospray coming in for the side of MD, and Silly Kitties are going to bring in a sloshing machine of their own. Okay, interesting.
Yes. All right. I do like the machine pick here. That
Yeah,
is
agree.
super strong, and that's the first Neo machine we've seen all day. It is so devastating. The combos that it can have, and just the damage. The machine is it's still got the broken hitbox.
Yeah, it's still.
It might be slower. It might be take more ink, but it still has the one thing that keeps it powerful. Luckily, though, oh my goodness, Silly Kitties, they got wiped out. They got wiped off the board.
You were talking about being broke. MD is just breaking ankles right now because they are in deep. They're at checkpoint 1. Again, I would have loved to see a little bit more aggression try to take that high ground. They'll sling back with a wipe of their own, and the Silly Kitties, like you said, they'll swipe back.
Yeah, it felt like they just needed a slap in the face almost because that wipeout looked so much easier for them than the one on MD Esports. They worked hard for the wipeout, and Silly Kitties just 2 seconds later, boom.
Yeah, good shot. That's just understanding your weapons. Look at this. This is the aggression I wanted out of MD Esports. Take those advantageous positions. Let your cart roll behind you, and
that's
just push.
3 for the machine, by the way.
That's insane. Yeah,
that's
they are
4 for the machine, by the way.
Yeah, the machine is just going ham right now.
That will not be 5. Okay, the four piece in a row was good. I know, my goodness, the Zuka just gets 2.
Just gets value, man.
So this is what we were saying by like this is Silly Kitties.
Yeah,
this is Silly Kitties too.
Yeah, Silly Kitties.
There has to be some correlation.
Yeah, there's got to be something to this because this has just been the cart has just been riding, and this has just been insane. It's already at 5. There will be a last second test. It's not even gonna get there.
Congratulations to Silly Kitties too, being your California high school fall 2023 champions. They made it look easy.
Oh yeah, I mean, condolences to MD Esports. They put up the best fight they could, but Silly Kitties
my team couldn't have won against that team.
Yeah, Silly Kitties absolutely just came here to play. Whatever they did pre-match ritual, it worked. Whatever they did worked perfectly because that was, again, just like in Rainmaker, flawless, just perfectly what you wanted to see out of it. And it's hard to say much about that, unfortunately.
The bad thing was that they didn't play the first 15 seconds of the map and got wiped out. And then they said, oh snap, we have to play this game. We actually have to not just autopilot our brains.
Yeah.
And then they countered back with a 2-second wipeout into coordinated push, flushing it with specials, good sub utility, good fundamental gameplay, painting the map in the proper areas, riding the tower when you need to break it through checkpoints, throwing the coolers up, getting the Zukas out.
Yeah.
And that was the game. They really just went through basic step-by-step game plans, and nothing went wrong for them once they started rolling with it.
Yeah, that was that practiced, that was a practice team right there. That was a team that knew what their set play needed to be, knew what they needed to do, planned weapons, and that's how you get to that's how you win the championship, right? You practice, you plan, you prepare other P words, and then you just kind of crown. Like that's what gets you here.
They did it so well, and so I don't think we need to hold up the people anymore, and we're gonna congratulate Silly Kitties too on their California championship for high school.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's all the games we got tonight too. So
we have 5 champions, bro.
Yeah, we crowned our USA champions. So that's gonna be it for the Play versus Spring Splatoon. I mean, this has been just an incredible series. We've seen some incredible talent across all the regions, and I can't wait for spring. This is going to be an incredible season.
I'm looking forward to spring. I want to go back to high school so I can play in this.
Yeah, same.
Real.
Hello, fellow kids. I'm back to play Splatoon for you. Yeah.
I'll be a coach.
Oh yeah, so there you go. Yeah. But from us and from Blasky behind in the booth, thank you all for joining us today, and we will see you for all the fun Splatoon antics in the future. Take care and good night.